WXIZ, Waverly, Chillicothe, Knock'em Stiff, Ohio, USA, a total media station.
All righty, good evening, all you football fanatics. Week number 9 from the X's and O's Coaches Show, live from the Valley Forge Showroom on Hank FM 100.9 and Total Media Sports YouTube. So week 9 and everything kind of settling in, guys. 2 weeks to go. Special shout out to Brian. He's under the weather and hope he's feeling better. But, lots of action last week. We'll go over in a minute, but your thoughts just in general, Mr. G.
Well, I think this is a fun time of year. You know, we get down the last couple of weeks, and those of us that are kind of ate up with it look at all the scenarios for the playoffs, and it's very interesting. I mean, from the Tigers region in 15, they didn't move last week after the loss to Wheelersburg. To Division 5 Region 19, Piketon's region, very competitive, and wow, it's going to be exciting to see what happens there.
Yeah, and Eastern back on the top, number 1 in 27.
No competition there. I mean, they are sitting on the top. Hey, they got a test this week.
They do have a test.
Coach Tomlinson mentioned it a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
South Gallia.
South Gallia. I want to mention tonight, you're going to text General's phone if you know the answer to tonight's trivia question. It's a Piketon question.
And it's a tough one, Freddie.
It is a tough one.
I'm telling you that.
Well, I put my feelers out and couldn't get anybody to give me a question. I looked for about an hour and a half today, and then I found one. I thought, well, that's kind of tough, but we'll do it anyway. But 708 7941 708-7941 for this trivia question for the free pizza. And last week we gave it away to Diane Crabtree, I believe.
Yeah, and by the way, that was not a guess. She was clearly educated and knew the answer. I told her I would make sure I backed her up on that. Coach Krabby, can I get a little love there? She didn't like that guess comment, did she? Yeah.
Well, tonight's question for your pizza. In the last 20 years, or the last 20 games, however you want to say it, Piketon's played Adena, of course, in the SBC. What is their record in the last 20 games?
So there's been 20 games.
There's been 20 games. Yeah, I looked at it today. It was on wherever I looked. I can't remember.
I don't know the answer, but I have a guess. This is a tough one to get exactly right.
Yeah, it's it's I may tune it down to just maybe how many wins. Maybe we could do that. How many wins?
Me and Coach Krabby will guess on how many wins we think they've had. You don't have to tell us if we're right, but I'm going to go with 13.
That Piketon, how many went to Piketon?
Piketon has won 13 times.
Out of the last 20.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
That's probably pretty solid. I'll just go.
I already took 13. No,
I know. I can't do that, can I? I'll say 12.
Okay.
Alrighty.
I know it's going to be.
I think we're close. Well, you can't give it away yet, Freddie. It's too early if we're close or not.
With that being said, we'll just make it the number of wins.
Yeah, the number of, well, that's what I thought you meant.
Yeah,
the number of Piketon
number of
wins. And that was my answer.
Yeah. Number of wins in the last 20 years versus Adena since last year was a tight one, 44-41.
Yeah.
So it was a shootout, so we'll see how it goes tomorrow night. But, looking at our guys, the county schools, Piketon 35-0 over Southeastern, Eastern 43, Notre Dame 22, and the Berg 42, Waverly 12. It was closer than that, 14-6 at the half.
And we'll talk about that a little bit more
with
Coach Krabby, but yeah.
But before we go any further, let's draw for the gas card.
I think I'm due.
Well, I've been shaking it up a lot tonight. So.
Oh, well, I had it on top. Don't be shaking. I don't want to draw it. Krabby, draw it. I'm in there now.
Krabby's drawing out the $50 gift card. Let's see who we got. Lucky winner.
That's not mine. Draw another one.
Tommy, is it Grover? What's that look like?
What you got, Crab?
Looks like Grover.
Tommy Grover?
Oh, sorry.
I mean, I handed it to him because I can't see it.
1866 Morgan Fork Road. Tommy R. Grover, it looks like. It looks like an R. I'm not sure. 928-713-5029. 78.
Now, was that for pizza or gas card?
That's for gas.
Oh, okay.
That's for gas.
All right, okay.
Yeah. Tommy Grover.
Well,
That's
congrats.
what it looks like. So I apologize if I'm reading it wrong, but that's what it looks like.
All right.
Morgan Fork Road, and congrats on winning your gas card. We'll leave that here. They'll probably give you a call. I don't know how they do it, but I'm sure they'll give a call if nobody showed up for 4 or 5 days. They'll give you a call, or you can stop in and see what we got. Real quick, boys, let me see what I got here on my paper. There we go. We already went. We'll go over the computer rankings here shortly. Again, when we start talking to the coaches, but last week's scores: Paint Valley 46, Huntington nothing, Westfall 42, Adena 34. That right there tells me Adena can score some points.
Yep.
So it might be a shootout again tomorrow. Piketon, of course, 35-0. Union 28, Zane Trace 14, Jackson 43, Miami Trace 27, Chile 40, McLean 7, Courthouse 50, Hillsboro 30, West 35, Northwest nothing. That surprised me. It really did.
Yeah, West is coming into their own, though. Playing better every week.
Megs 38, Memphis 7, Valley 49, Oak Hill 13, Sims Valley 47, East nothing, Athens 41, Wellston nothing.
That one surprised me a little bit because I think Wellston,
Wellston ain't bad.
Right.
But apparently Athens is tough. Ironton 41, Fairlawn nothing, Portsmouth 42, Rock Hill 21, Coal Grove 43, South Point nothing, Chesapeake 57, Gallipolis 21, Nelsonville York 47, Alexander nothing. Gallipolis, man, they have went down, them and Logan.
Well, and guess who Gallipolis has to play this week?
Ironton?
Yeah, there you go. Does that sound like fun?
Oh, boy.
No, that does not
Does
sound like
not.
fun at all. to
Does
me.
not.
No.
Well, with that being said, again, the trivia question, text general 708-7941, 708-7941, 740 is the area code. How many wins does Piketon have against the Adena Warriors in the last 20 games or 20 years? Okay. And with that being said, you already got Coach Crabtree here, so, tough loss from the Berg, but like I said, it was a tale of two halves. And G, go ahead and take over.
Well, I wanted to start with Coach Crabtree by saying, we came out in that game, the first drive of the game, Mason Sparks got loose down the field. Mason Kelly, although he put a lot of air under it, they just did not connect. And, I know you don't want to hear me say this, but in that game, you always feel like that's the moment that you got to seize, right? And that was the first one of the game.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, our game plan going into that game, we were going to go steal some possessions and do some things, and worked out for us. But we didn't, end up getting the score, and ultimately there was a couple, I think, some interference calls that didn't get called, and you hate to talk about those types of things, but I think even one of the plays that Mason and Mason Sparks didn't connect on, there was definitely some contact, and like I say, in those types of games, you got to have those plays. You got to make those plays.
Well, and through all of it, and I'll mention a couple. The connection we talked about in the first drive. Then the Tigers score to make it 7-6, miss the extra point. You go onside kick, you get it. You drive it right down their throat. Sebastian Milosano had the lean. He looked the part, did a great job carrying the ball. And then just inside the 10-yard line, laid it on the ground. Mm-hmm. They get it back and go down and score. Make a long story short, we reach a point in the game where it's 28-12, right? We have the ball. One of those calls we're talking about.
Yeah.
Cody Swords down the left sideline. The ball's a little short. The DB runs into him. I'm sure on the radio I did a terrible job of calling a play because I was going as crazy as you were. We thought we should have got a call there. We did not. They get the ball back, go score again, and a game that could have been a one-score game, Freddie.
Yeah.
That was, 7 minutes ago in the game?
Yeah.
Something like that. And the game got away from there. But, those are the moments. The missed pass, the fumble, and then the call we didn't get there.
Yeah, and again, I felt like, ultimately we had some more opportunities in the first half. That game could have been probably tied or within whatever. But, we felt like we played well enough in the first half that, we're going to carry some momentum and do some things. And ultimately we came out the second half and we're going to try to steal another possession. And probably if that play would have been executed a little bit better, it wouldn't have turned out that way. And, ultimately the person that ended up catching the ball probably it should have been blocked.
Right.
And then it's a whole different ball game. But again, you got to be perfect in those scenarios. You got to be perfect against teams that are well coached. But yeah, I mean, we felt like we had some momentum, felt like we were in the game, and then unfortunately, some things kind of catch up with you a little bit, and the physicality and the size difference and different things like that, and in the end, it got away from us. But like I said, like you said, that game was much closer. I felt like, than what the scoreboard actually showed.
And talk about your defense, Coach Crabtree. I told you I got to speak to you after the game,
right?
And I think the theme of what I had to say to you was, I felt better about our football team after that game than I did before. And part of that was, even though we gave up yards and this and that, I thought defensively our guys got after it.
Yeah.
They made plays. They tried to run to the ball, which I know you were asking them to. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, again, we, don't face too many teams of that. Well, I guess we do face teams of that size, but the athleticism,
to go
and they're very
right.
physical up front. And again, we're, at one point we had a couple of freshmen playing up front, and I just felt like those guys up front did a really good job of what we wanted to do. And we had, our linebackers flew to the football, and when all the safeties were coming down and making plays, and so yeah, definitely the intent to go run to the football and make tackles was there. And, I was proud of those guys for, kind of fighting all the way through.
Well, and talk about moving forward. We have the Northwest Mohawks this week on the road. They're going to hit you. They're going to try to run the football. So this is a similar game to some we've played already. And then we finished up with Mount Healthy, and then hopefully into the playoffs. And I wanted to talk just briefly about the playoffs. This region we're in is very unique, if you will. We lose Friday. We don't drop a smidge.
Right.
In fact, we weren't even close. And I don't know how much you've looked at it, maybe more than you admit, possibly, but as I analyze the teams around us, as long as the Tigers take care of business this week, I really don't see us moving them a whole lot, regardless of what happens in Week 10. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, we have some guys on staff that they're really into that stuff too, and so they've kind of looked at some scenarios and things. So yeah, I mean, ultimately, bottom line is we need to go take care of business and do the things we need to do. But for the most part, it looks like we're pretty solid. And things are going to look good for us.
It's just a question of, do you get to play at Radiger Field or not?
Yes,
really.
Again, and that's kind of what we kind of told our guys a little bit. Ultimately, it's like, okay, you go out and win out. There's a really good chance you're going to get home.
Oh, absolutely.
Home playoff.
That's a lock. I'll go ahead and call that a guarantee
exactly.
if you want to.
So, I mean, we kind of tell our guys, ultimately, there's some things that maybe we didn't achieve this year, but that's one thing that we can do. And, if you've never been a part of having a home playoff game, it's pretty special. Certainly. And that would be a great opportunity for these seniors to be able to get one of those. So again, going with Northwest tomorrow, again, very similar to, kind of what they do with the Memphis with an Oak Hill. They're going to come out in certain packages, but they also want to dabble in some other things. So it's like, for us, we know people are going to try to challenge and try to run at us. They're big up front. And, they got a couple nice backs. So, obviously we've prepared ourselves for those types of things. But then again, they're going to go 11 personnel, go in the gun a little bit, and do some things off of that with some misdirection and try to throw the ball down the field as well. So, again, just kind of, what we're going to get. We just got to kind of cover our bases. And again, ultimately it comes down to getting off blocks and making tackles, regardless of what your scheme is and those types of things that, those are what we need to do really well.
Are we healthy? How are we health-wise?
Yeah, we're healthy. Yeah. I mean, we didn't really.
Carroll with the hand.
Yeah, just Carroll with the hand. And, obviously each week that's just going to get a little bit better. He's just, obviously he's going to have to be clubbed up until he can get that thing reduced down a little bit. But, he's able to contribute in different ways. And ultimately he can take a hand off and he can carry the ball if we need to. But ultimately Sebastian, I felt did a really good job last night. Ran really hard. Or Friday night, ran really hard. And, really proud of him. And unfortunately on the ground, on the one play, there was a situation where I think a kid didn't get a block like he needed to. So one guy grabbed and pulled the arm, and then he got tackled at the same time. Yeah. And that's just an unfortunate scenario that happened, and it sucked that it happened at that particular moment.
Absolutely. Freddie?
Well, good stuff. And as always, Coach, we wish you luck tomorrow night. We really appreciate you coming down for the show. And, hey, got week number 9, and then you're at home with Mount Healthy in Week 10, and let's hope the seeding is great for the playoffs.
Yeah, again, not to be looking forward, but, we definitely have looked at Mount Healthy and their schedule and some of the things that they've done. And obviously we were familiar because we played them last year at their place. And know that's going to be, it's going to be a really athletic team, but it probably matches up with some of the things that we like to do in general.
I know none of this matters, but I don't forget, I believe it was Week 3. We took care of business at Miami Trace. Mm-hmm. We knew they were a good football team. Mount Healthy beat Wilmington 19-13, and Wilmington gave Miami Trace all they wanted. So, I know that may not matter, but it's got to give you something to tell the kids, hey, look, there's no reason we can't play.
Well, yeah, there's some things you look for familiarity of what you can kind of look at, and definitely, obviously we've seen that and looked at that, and I've actually even watched that game a little bit, just kind of checking it out on YouTube and different things like that. So, yeah, I mean, definitely, they're beatable, and we can go play with them, and just got to do the things we need to do and take care of business this week and get that opportunity following week.
All right. Well, thanks, Coach Crabtree. I noticed your wife hasn't called in with an answer to this week's.
Yeah,
Diane, it's okay to guess this week. I mean, you can just guess.
She's working junior high concessions, so maybe she may not be on.
Tied up.
Leaving it on the field.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, again, that text 740-708-7941. That's general text because Dummy here forgot his phone. But again, the question, how many games has Piketon won versus Adena in the last 20 games or the last 20 years?
Hey, and Freddie, you must have forgot to do your laundry, too, because you're wearing some sweatshirt that I wouldn't be wearing.
Well, I got it. Before we break, I have nothing to brag about on these guys. Matter of fact,
well, that's kind of why I brought it up.
Yeah, they're pathetic.
But you get the Bengals this week. So.
Got the Bengals, and we've won 6 in a row at home. They haven't won there since 2017.
I know, but
and
we're due.
Nick Chubb is starting Sunday.
Yeah, but Amari Cooper is starting for somebody else.
Yes, he is. So here's my call on the game. If the Browns can run the ball with Chubby, they'll win. If not, we'll get drilled.
I have to agree with that.
We will, because Chubby can run it, and he doesn't need a whole lot of room, just enough to get him out through there.
You'd think with a name like Chubby, he'd need a little room, but in case he doesn't, right?
But, I don't know why the Bengals have so much trouble. Burrow is 1-5 against them.
Yeah, I know. Believe me,
And in the last 12 games, I think the Browns are like 10-2, something to that effect, or 9-3, something like that.
Just keep throwing them stats out, Freddie. I feel better every time you say it.
Well, I'm not going to say a whole lot because they are absolutely the worst team in the NFL.
And I don't know how it
They
happened.
are.
High expectations. Too.
Yeah, they are. I'm not going to sit here and Joe Burrows is a great quarterback, and their offense is really good. And I don't know why they didn't score more against the Giants, but it could be.
Never show them more than you have to, Fred.
That's right. The Browns, if they run, it could be really close, and maybe a Browns win. But if they can't, it could be 50-10.
Hey, if the Browns beat us, I may not show up next week. I'm just telling you right now.
Wait, hey, Coach, who's he like?
Well, I'm a Cowboy fan, so I feel your pain a little bit too. So they're not.
You're a Cowboy fan, and you're a real fan.
I've been forever.
This week. See?
Yeah, I've been a Cowboy fan since I've been a little kid.
That's awesome.
But
that is good stuff.
They're struggling. So
never
know what you're going to get with them.
No, but they still have some jam in them. Browns, they got nothing. Absolutely.
What do you mean you got Deshaun Watson?
Don't even go there. I'm not a fan. So, well, all righty, Coach. Good luck tomorrow night. Thanks for coming down, and you are
appreciate it, guys.
Take the first break on the Pike County X's and O's Coaches Show from the Valley Forge Showroom. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Are you feeling the chill or battling the heat? Look no further than Austin Heating and Cooling, your one-stop solution for all your HVAC needs. Serving Beaver, Ohio and beyond, we offer complete residential and light commercial services, including HVAC installation, repairs, and maintenance. But that's not all. Partnered with Village Construction and Septic, we provide comprehensive solutions from walk-in coolers to wood boilers, plumbing, and even camper services. With over 15 years of experience, you can trust us to keep you comfortable all year round. Call Corey Austin at 835-1365 or find us on Facebook. Austin Heating and Cooling, your comfort is our priority. Are you looking for top quality metal roofing? Look no further than Beaver Creek Steel Roofing and Supplies. Locally owned and conveniently located at the corner of State Route 32 and State Route 220, we stock everything you need for your next roofing job or a brand new project. From trims, all metal components, along with quality metal roofing, we've got you covered. Don't see what you need? Just ask. Call us at 740-443-6244 or visit BeaverCreekSteelRoofing.com. Beaver Creek Steel Roofing, closing the distance, opening up the world to new possibilities. Beaver Creek Steel Roofing, your roofing solution right around the corner. Looking to buy or sell a property? Brewster Real Estate and Auction is here to help. Proudly serving Pike County schools and sports, we specialize in both traditional listings and auctions, live, online, on-site, or remote. Established in 1997, our friendly and knowledgeable team is dedicated to getting the best results for you. Ready for a free consultation? Visit us at 200 East Emmett Avenue in Waverly or call 740-947-7577. Brewster Real Estate and Auction, your full-service real estate and auction company. Follow us on Facebook for the latest updates.
Hey man, it's Pete here with Chillicothe Truck, and we want to take a moment to wish all the Pike County high school football teams good luck this football season. And hey, if you're looking for the biggest selection of recent model year quality pre-owned trucks with huge savings off retail prices and guaranteed approval for everyone, then you gotta come see us at Chillicothe Truck. 173 Rennick Avenue in Chillicothe, Ohio, or online at chillicothetruck.com. Go Tigers, go Red Streaks, and go Eagles.
Alrighty, back here live from the Valerie Ford showroom in Waverly, Ohio, Pike County X's and O's Coaches Show, and it's on Hank FM 100.9, and also Total Media Sports YouTube, and of course Sean doing a good job keeping us on, and G's got to take off and run a little bit. Let me go over the trivia question again. Text General 740-708-7941. 740-708-7941. The answer to this question: how many games has Piketon won in the last 20 versus Adena? That's who they play tomorrow night. So what's their record? We'll just go. You don't even have to give us the losses. Just how many wins, okay? How many wins in the last 20 years for a free Papa John's pizza? And also congrats out for the $50 gas card to Tommy Grover, I believe is the name. And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But anyway, he's from 1866 Morgan Fork Road. Stop in here or give them a call. Well, I'm sure they'll call you and get your free $50 gift card. Well, we do have Dalton Tomlinson, and he'll introduce his two players he brought with him. But, guys, before I get started, big win last week, 43-22 over Northwest. You're still number one in the polls. First of all, thanks for coming down, and tell us a little bit about that game last week.
Yeah, we played Notre Dame last week, and we started out a little slow, but, you'll have games like that. Good teams, they weather the storm, and we pulled it out at the end.
It's 20 straight wins in a season.
It is, 20 straight wins, and, they've had this win streak going before I was even on the coaching staff when I was still playing. So, it means a lot. It means a lot to the program. That's 3 generations of athletes coming through that carries on that win streak for us.
Now, before we talk about, again, back to that game, let's let the audience know what you have been doing. You came back after your very good college career at UMass, right?
Yes.
Go ahead and tell us about that.
Yeah, I came back, and I'm now teaching at the school, and what I wanted to do is I want to help the program, and my dad runs the program. We built this program, and I'm the offensive line coach and run game coordinator. I work with O-line, D-line, and I'm up in the box with Evan Ferguson on Friday nights, helping call run plays and just looking at the field overall.
Now, I'm going to back up because we did the 2 playoff games last year, and they were both exciting games. And I'm not trying to bring up old wounds, but you did a great job. I remember your dad talking about it. You did a great job with your line sustaining their blocks. And a lot of people don't understand really what that means. Kind of go into, and they even got some bad holding calls because they did sustain their block and pretty much pancake the guy on the ground or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. I was very upset with the stripes that night. But how do you get your guys to maintain their blocks the way they do? They do a great job, by the way, and you have to.
I appreciate it. We have I have Mason Cater here with me tonight. He's one of my offensive linemen, and Bronson Keller, who will be talking here in a few minutes. They can tell you, man, I preach it. You know, playing offensive line, it's really a mindset.
Yes, it is.
It is a mindset. You got to be a little mean on Friday night. You know, we have to be smart. We have to be smart with our hands. We have wide hands. There's holding calls. We have inside hands. I teach them to grab all day long. We get inside hands.
Right.
We grab and we drive to the whistle. I actually watch game films on Saturday and Sunday after a game. I'll watch our O-line. I'll grade our O-line. I have tally marks for every single one of them. We'll pay for it on Monday at practice. If I feel like they didn't give the effort that we need on Friday night, we're going to go over it in the game film, and we're going to pay for it on Monday. So I think that's a big reason why we play so hard and sustain our block so long.
Yes.
Because they know what it means to us.
Yes.
It's the difference between winning and losing. And, man,
it is.
You bring up last year. I love my offensive line this year. I love my offensive line last year. I have a lot of new faces this year. But I do love my offensive line, man. They mean a lot to me, and the game means a lot to them. We played really well. Hopefully we continue. We have a standard as the O-line, and we're going to continue to run the ball. My goal for them every week, I don't care what front we see. I don't care how many linebackers in the box. We run the ball.
Yes, and you're right about that because down the road, the weather is going to get – it's cooling off now.
It is.
And it's going to get a lot colder as the playoff picture comes. And, you guys are sitting at number one. You've done a great job this year. And you're right. It is a mindset, and it's a pride factor that, I know when I played basketball, if my guy scored on me, I felt like not only did I let the whole team down, the coach down, and I was a jerk for letting him score. That's kind of how my mindset was just playing basketball. So I know the mindset is very special when it comes to blocking that guy or your man across from you.
It is. I preach doing our job, and that's really we try to turn football into a very simple game. Yep. Each man has their own job to do. And if we do our jobs, good things are going to happen. And doing your job might be winning a one-on-one block. Sometimes it's hard to win a one-on-one block. Maybe the other kid is better than you physically, but we still got to put our hand in the dirt and get our job done.
So what'd you say to him at halftime? You said it was a kind of a tale of two halves, a slow start, but then you got things going in the second half.
It was a slow start, but we didn't have to make any adjustments. We were just doing everything that we wasn't communicating. We wasn't picking up linebackers the way we were supposed to be doing as an offensive line. We had a little bit too much pressure on Eric, our quarterback, that first half. We go in, we talk about it. It was nothing we really had to change. It was just kind of hey, let's refocus right now. Let's get through this game. Let's do our jobs, and let's go finish this thing and move on.
Well, that sounds like a plan. Well, Coach, I'll tell you what I'll do. Since there's two players, I'll let you step out, and I'll let him step in, and I'll interview those guys. Hey, good luck tomorrow night. You're doing a great job, and thanks for coming down as always. And tell your dad I said hey. Probably go behind me, be the best route, boss. Just be careful of that wire right here. All right. We'll let you guys introduce yourselves. I'll start with you, sir. Give us your name and what you play.
My name is Bronson Keller. I play D-tackle.
Defensive tackle.
My name is Mason Cater, and I play right guard.
Right guard. Okay, so we got a defensive guy, offensive guy. Were you always a defensive guy, or did they move you over from offense, or what?
While Brewer was out, I covered for him a little bit, but mostly defense.
So you like defense better than offense?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your reasoning behind that?
I don't know. I just like attacking the ball more than defending it.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. So you like hitting people, huh?
Yeah.
Well, nothing wrong with that. You're an offensive guard, you say? All righty. You ever miss an assignment and come back to the huddle? I'm not doing a negative, but it happens.
It happens.
How do you handle yourself in the huddle after the running back just looks at you like, man, I just got drilled because of you?
When it happens, you just gotta let it go by.
That's right. Next play, right?
Next play, yeah.
Next play. Well, what motivates you to get that guy off your quarterback or off the running backs? What keeps you on a high, even keel?
Well, we want to win, and in order to win, we got to, move people and let our people get the ball. And
Has Coach give you guys a nickname yet on the offensive line? No nicknames for the 5 guys mostly? All right, we'll work on that. We got another week yet plus playoffs. Defensively, how do you get your guys up if you just give up a big play? How do you get back in huddle? How do you get your guys get their head back in and say, hey, man, we got to stop these guys?
We just got to focus on the next play and just talk as a team.
Again, next play, and that's the best rule. I mean, you can't let it bother you because it happens. Whether it's positive or negative, it's always the next play. You guys can both talk on this one. You guys have won 20 straight games, regular season. And you're number 1 in the polls as far as the computer rankings. Got a big game tomorrow night. How do you keep a level head going into South Gallia tomorrow night?
I'm new. I'm just a freshman. And
Well, you're a big freshman, I'll tell you that. Big,
Yeah.
strong guy, but go ahead.
but this is my first year joining it, so I never really got to start it, but I'm really hoping to continue it.
So tomorrow night, they're a pretty decent team. I'm sure Coach has talked about them.
Yeah.
So how do you get your mindset ready for that game?
I don't know. We just got to focus as a team. We've had some good practices, and
Practice good this week.
yeah, I think we're ready for the game.
All righty, you.
I think in order to be ready to win, we have to think that we are going to win.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to come in here, be ready for everything, and we got to be able to run the ball.
Well, and that's like I said, I talked about the Browns earlier, and I don't know if you guys, I'll ask you who your team is that you guys like, but when you run the ball, it just creates so much more. Now, sometimes they say, well, you got to pass to open the run, or you got to run to open the pass. But when the weather's bad, the one thing that you have to be able to do is run the football, because you may not be able, there might be a gusty wind or a big rainstorm or snowstorm or whatever. And when you throw the ball, it's blowing everywhere, but at least if you hand it off to somebody, if you guys are doing your job, you can move it down the field. Who's your favorite football team? Pro?
I'm with the Browns, too.
Browns.
Yeah.
Good man.
Browns.
All right. I forgot to ask you. Eagles? Dalton's an Eagles guy. That's all right. They put it on the Browns last week. How are you surviving the bad start that Cleveland has had? I mean, what's your thought process on that?
I don't know. It wasn't a good thing to lose Amari Cooper, but
Right.
I'm hoping that the season ends up better than it is so far.
Boy, you would hope so. Your
Yeah.
thoughts?
Just got to kind of forget about it and think that you're 0-0 and just go win.
Yeah, that's a fact. Well, I appreciate you guys coming down. Before we let you go, got anybody you want to holler at out there watching or listening?
Not really.
Not really? No girlfriend or nothing?
No.
He's grinning on that one. What do you got?
I think Brady Moore has done a great job running the ball, and then Eric passing it.
Yep. Well, that's
Been
funny you
really
mentioned that.
good.
Let me go over that. Unofficial, Mike Davis sent me these. Manley was 14 for 27, 211 yards, and 4 TDs. Leist caught 6 for 101 yards and 2 TDs. Richardson caught 2 for 45 and a TD. Peters caught a TD. And Moore had 12 rushes for 174 yards. And Montgomery had a TD. And Montgomery had a TD. But you know what? Without you guys blocking up front, they're going nowhere. So, hey, kudos to you guys. Keep up the good work. Good luck tomorrow night at South Gallia and bring home a W, number 21 straight. And we'll see you next week. And who knows, maybe down in the future when we do the playoff. When we had the playoff show last year, we did it out at Sawley's. So we may head back out there just to keep tradition and keep everybody going, because that was a lot of fun. You guys had a lot of fun last year doing it. I know you didn't, but that was a great run. All right, good luck tomorrow night. Thanks for coming down, and we're going to take a break. Pike County X's and O's Coaches Show at the Valley Ford Showroom. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Looking to furnish your home with the best brands and values? Come to Cole's Furniture at 3581 Jasper Road in Piketon. We build a family tradition of great service and value, offering top name brands. Need financing? No credit, bad credit? Don't sweat it. Visit ColesFurnitureStore.com today. Plus, enjoy free local delivery on purchases over $500. Open Monday through Saturday. Call us at 740-289-4404. Cole's Furniture, with great service and great value, are a family tradition.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Need a clean, safe, and convenient place to do your laundry? Look no further than Duds and Suds Laundromat, your self-service laundry destination at 112 Forsyth Street in Piketon. We're open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., offering enhanced quality cleaning with newer washers and dryers. Relax in a spotless environment, complete with security cameras for your peace of mind. And while you wait, grab a snack from our vending machines. Duds and Suds Laundromat, proudly supporting Pike County High School sports. Come experience the difference today.
Hello, this is Greg Wilkett, President and CEO of Floor BWXT Portsmouth. We want to wish all the schools good luck on a safe and successful season. Just like a sports team, we've been working together to safely and effectively decommission the former Portsmouth gases diffusion plant and leave behind an environmentally safe and sustainable future for our region. On behalf of all of the employees at Floor BWXT, I'd like to wish all of the teams in the four-county region a safe, fun, and winning season.
All righty, back here live from the Pike County X's and O's Coaches Show. We have head coach Tyler Gone. Victory last week, 35-0. But before we chat with him, again, congrats to Tommy Grover, Morgan Fork Road. He is the winner of the $50 gas card. Stop in and pick up your gas card or give them a call, or I'm sure they'll call you. And in the trivia, you got to text General because Dumbo here forgot his cell phone tonight. So General, text him at 740-708-7941, 708-7941. How many games has Piketon won versus Adena in the last 20 years? So from 2004 till now, what is the victory count for the Piketon Red Streaks? With that being said, text General and we'll see what happens. All righty, Coach. Big win last week. Unfortunately, you dropped a spot to number 12 in Division 5, Region 19. No big deal, I'm sure, but at the same time, a great win. Let me get my stats out of here where I had them. There we go. And, you guys got it done. Your defense is playing well. You're running the ball. You've been running the ball pretty well. I thought your passing game was better. Luke spreaded it out more to different guys, and you moved the ball well. And I thought for a game that was not really a trap game, but it was one of them games where, you should win. But you came out in the first half, and me and Brian talked about it. Start quick and get things done, take care of business, and then we go home and get ready for next week. And that's what you guys did.
Yeah, we did. You're always worried about a letdown after a big win, but boys came out ready to go. They did what they needed to do. Southeastern is struggling right now. The quarterback didn't play, so that was huge also. But I thought we were aggressive on defense like we have been. Offensively, we did do some things in a passing game, which is good to see. And then, of course, Buddy just did his normal offensive line, handled them up front, got a good push. So it was a good all-around game, and, got the running clock in the second half. And then and that second half went fast.
Yes, it did.
Running clock. So we got a lot of kids in, tried to get them in. So that was good. And we enjoyed the win. Like I said, a lot of people involved in it. I think Buddy had 140-some yards rushing. I think Luke threw for 150. Gavin Blanton had a good run, good catch.
Yeah.
Of course, Mason Thacker had a good touchdown, like 3 catches, 50-some yards. So Wade Fowl had 4 catches, 40-some yards. So, yeah, Luke did a good job taking what the defense, you said spread it around, but he just took what the defense gave us.
Well, and that's good because I think if I'm going against you guys, everybody's thinking, hey, man, we got to stop 34. Man, that guy's good. He's running the ball well. He runs it hard. He's got speed to the outside. You got to stay away from big play Betty because he can break it anytime. And then and Luke does a good job, and so does Savage. Savage had a touchdown run.
Yes, he did.
So you guys are clicking pretty good. The Paint Valley game was almost like I don't want to say a turnaround game, but I mean it kind of kicked you in gear. And you guys have played 2 good games now. Again, 35-0, and I think you only had 2 possessions or maybe 3 in the whole second half. That Southeastern game, it wasn't very many.
It was 35-0. We came out, had the ball. We kept it for a while.
Yes,
we actually scored, and I got a called back on a holding. Buddy didn't run the ball in the second half.
No.
I think I threw it once in the second half.
Right.
But we didn't. So we didn't score that drive. We punted, and we had it one other time, and that was with all JV kids. And
right.
We got a first down, and then all the JV, and then we ended up kneeling with the JVs.
Yeah.
So it was only really 2 possessions. But hey, I mean that was the right thing to do. It was. I don't understand why teams and why coaches will keep players in. I guess I do for stats and all that stuff and get work. But hey, I mean, it's no fun. It's not the spirit of the game to leave your starters in and rack up some yards and some points and rub it in. I just don't understand why coaches run it up. First thing would happen to me, I'd have an injury or something. I just worries me to keep your starters in when the game's out of reach and someone gets injured. And also it's the right thing to do. So
it is.
But anyway, it was a good night. Like I said, we stayed healthy, and now it's on to the next week.
On the next week, I see where before we talk about Adina tomorrow night, Luke is 3rd in passing, 952 yards, 48% completion rate, and 7 touchdowns. So that's pretty good. That's his SVC stuff there. Well, Buddy is 2nd in rushing to Braylon Robertson. He's got 594 yards. He also has 5 TDs. Luke has 9 TDs rushing.
Yep.
I just now saw that. I forgot to mention it. He's also rushing well, 475 yards with those 9 TDs. Receiving, Thacker is 2nd with 456 yards, 32 receptions, and 5 TDs. And then tackles, this was impressive. Shanks was 65, and he's a safety, right?
Yes.
So that means he's got a nose for the football.
Those are some good stats. Shanksy, I mean, he takes care of us back there. He gets us in coverages, but also he just loves to tackle.
Yeah.
But also he can play the pass. It's one of those things that you think, man, he gets his nose in there, he's going to get beat over the top. So far, he's done a nice job of taking his read steps and reading it, and he's getting better at that, of reading the play, diagnosing it, and supporting the run. So it's a bonus having him back there. Definitely, it's been huge for us defensively.
Go ahead.
I think I think Luke I might have updated them. That might have been from last week.
It might have been.
Luke is over 1,000 yards now. I don't think I had Southeasterns in there at that time, and then I think Buddy's right around 700 right now. So I think Mason's just over 500. So I don't know where that ranks in the league, but yeah. So we've got and you look on the season, we're pretty balanced. I would like Luke's percentage to be up a little more. We've talked about that, where our goal was always 70%. He's around 50. 60's not bad, but we've got to get that percentage up. I don't like – and we run a lot of short passing game and stuff like that, so we should have a higher percentage. But and we got to catch the ball a little better too. Early on we had a few drops that really cost us. But anyway, if you look balance-wise, we're pretty balanced as far as rushing and passing's pretty daggone close, almost 50-50. So that's always a plus.
That is a plus, and I want to mention Williams with 3 picks. The one thing I've noticed, your DBs and your defense is really playing well, but your DBs have done a great job. Like you mentioned, they're reading the runs, they're reading the pass routes, they're keeping things in front. You can see they're getting better the last 2-3 games, especially the last 2. I know Southeastern's quarterback was out, But daggone Paint Valley's, he's a good quarterback, and you guys kept him in check other than that one play. And, you got to be pleased. They always say defense wins championships, and that is correct. And your D is really playing at a high level right now.
Yes, defense travels also. No matter what field you play on, what the environment, defense can play. If you have good defense, it'll play in bad weather, good weather, whatever. So that's huge. But, yes, the DBs, Jeremy's a 2-year starter, and, he always gets the tough matchup. He gets the best receiver, every week. Hey, you're following him or you're following him. And he takes it and goes on with it. He has 3 interceptions on the year, but he's done well tackling and supporting the run too. Corners, so much you don't so much care as much how much they come up and tackle on the run, but it sure is nice when they do. So Connor McGlone has also played that other corner for us. Also Mason Thacker plays some there too. So they've done a nice job as far as keeping contain also, and then also playing against the pass. We haven't mixed up coverages as much this year. We've kind of stuck to one and just more zone, and they've really come along with that.
Yes, they have, Al. Speaking of which, we got the Adena Warriors tomorrow night. We're going up there. Last year it was 44-41 on a shootout, if I remember right.
Yes, it was. We kind of took them a little lightly last year, and they snuck up on us. And it was, we got, I don't want to say lucky, but we scored there at the end. Toward the end, Luke hit Mason Thacker on a wheel there toward the end of the game, and got the victory for us. But anyway, our defensive backs are going to be challenged this week. Usually Adena's heavy run right at you. Last few weeks they've went more throwing. The quarterback is very elusive. He likes to run around, scramble, almost turn it into like a backyard game.
Right.
So our DB's got to stay on the receivers, got to stay back. He can throw. He's got a couple nice receivers. So it's not so much the same Adena that we're used to. They will run the ball with big fullback and tailback, but the big plays come from the passing game. So we got to get pressure on him, make him throw it up to us, and then in the back end we got to stay on those guys, not come up on the run when he starts scrambling around.
Well, and again, we're going up there. It's a grass field, so you're getting used to that now. But you dropped one spot in the playoff to 12. Not a big issue. From what I'm hearing, I don't know who I heard this from, but you could get some serious points from Paint Valley tomorrow night if they can knock off Uniota. That would help. But, the playoffs right around the corner. You got this week, and then you got the home finale against Westfall. You guys should be able to take care of business to get a couple more wins and sit back and see what happens.
We got I told the guys, I said it's a playoff push right now. It's about it's not, you don't plateau, you keep getting better. And you cut back on practices, you don't go as long and as physical, but when you do go out there, you still want to get your work in, and you can still getting better. I'm not a big June guy. I don't do a lot in June, to be quite honest. In July, some people might look at us and say, man, you don't do enough, but I want to be good in October.
That's right.
All right. So and that's always my philosophy. Hey, we're not going to burn kids out in June and look good in a 7-on-7 in the middle of July. I don't understand that. We're going to do our best and get our stuff in, but I want to be good right now.
Yeah.
And so everything's tailored for that. It's a long season. So these are the games you want to go and practice, go out and get your stuff done, and then go out and perform Friday night. So much of it's mental right now, but also being able to execute when you need to. The playoffs, if we went out, we're going to stay around there, 11 or 12 area. So we'll see where it lands out. But we got to worry about Adena, focus on that. Last year we had to kind of rely on other people to get us in. I said, guys, let's not do that this year. Let's take care of business. Let's go out and, we take control, not rely on anyone else.
Well, that sounds like a winning game plan, and as always, appreciate you guys coming down. And Where'd you guys eat at tonight?
We did not. Nothing.
Oh, it's a away game.
It's a away
That's right,
game.
my
So,
bad.
man, these away games 3 in a row.
Yeah.
So our kids are starving to death.
Yes,
I'm sure.
they're gonna
I'm
be.
sure. No. No, I tried to get a couple boys to come and talk on the radio, and they was like, no, we're all going to Roosters. So they took Roosters over us, T-Fred. How about that?
Well, I'll
You
tell
know?
you, I just don't know about it.
Would you do that? Would you choose Roosters over the radio?
I'm not a big Roosters guy.
Oh,
no,
well.
I eat their pizza and their burgers, but other than that, I don't eat.
Well, there's a bunch of them down there, so I said, all right. So anyway, I don't have anyone coming down tonight, just me, but appreciate what you guys do, and we just got to keep it going.
Keep it going, and what we'll do is we'll just wrap things up. We'll let you be the guest picker this week on the Pick'ems contest. Last week I was 7-3, and General was 5-5. But with that being said, I'm going to read off some games. You just tell me who you like, and I'll tell everybody who I like. With the Buckeyes off this week. And the Browns playing the Bengals, I had to pick a couple extra games to fill the 10 spot. So, first game, Huntington at Westfall. Who do you like?
Huntington at Westfall. Westfall.
All right. Boy, that's a tough call. I'm going to go with Huntington. I'm not sure about that one. Sims Valley at Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
All righty, I'm with you there. TF and TG. Wellston at Meggs. Now that's an interesting game.
For playoffs, we really need Wellston to lose, but I feel they're going to win. Someone go with Wellston.
All righty, I'm with you. T. Fred and TG. Amanda Clear Creek at Fairfield Union. That's one I had to just kind of grasp at because Amanda Clear Creek's right in that area where that might be one of the teams you guys might have to play.
We'll go with Amanda.
I'm with you. Tyler, T. Fred taking Amanda. There's the big one. Paint Valley at Uniota.
Uniota at home.
Uniota at home. I'm going to jump on the Paint Valley bandwagon. I kind of like what you said. They're at home with Uniota. That's tough to win up there, but maybe Paint Valley gets it done.
We need Paint Valley. Paint Valley winning would be nice for us.
Yes.
One of these next 2 weeks to get us some points.
Jackson at Hillsboro.
Jackson.
I'm with you. They're pretty solid. Chesapeake at Rock Hill.
Rock Hill.
All righty. I'm with you. And now I'm going to go to Michigan at Illinois.
Michigan.
Okay. I'm going to go with the other guys. The Fighting Illini. Here's a good one. Alabama at Tennessee.
Ooh. I'm going with Tennessee.
I like it. I'll take it with you. And then the last one, of course, the Bengals at the Browns.
Oh, going Bengals right there. Who dey?
Well, I don't think we'll win, honestly. I'm going to take them at the Browns at home. If Chubby can run, it'll be a game.
Is he coming back this week?
Yes, he's starting.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he's starting.
I'm still taking the Bengals.
Yeah, the Browns are sad. I mean, I don't even know how you practice week to week as bad as they are. That's sad.
They've had some turmoil there. They just traded Cooper, right?
Yep.
Watson hasn't really panned out. They still got a solid defense, though. That defense is pretty daggone good. So it seems like Burrow doesn't do the best against the Browns defense. So
yeah, he's 1-5 against them.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, he's 1-5.
I knew it wasn't very good, and he has not performed very well against Myles Garrett and company.
Yeah, well, hopefully I can brag next week, especially to Chili Dog, because he's hooting and hollering. And I said, well, it's either going to be this. The Browns will win in a close one, Chubby can run, or the Bengals will absolutely drill us. I mean, it'll be like 40 to.
The Bengals haven't blew anyone out in a long time.
No, not really.
All their games are close.
Oh, that's true. That's true. And it could very well be the other way around than what they are, too. So, well, Coach, thanks for coming down. Thanks for wrapping up the ship with me in the show. Good luck tomorrow night, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks.
All righty, that was Coach Tyler Goyen with the Piketon Red Streaks. And with that being said, we're going to sign off. I know Sean's looking at me. He wants to get out of here, too. But week number 9 is in the books. Sean, did anybody text you on the nobody? Okay, so we'll get another question next week. I think Mike Davis is going to be here next week. He's got a good Eastern Eagle trivia question, so tune in. But again, you've been listening to the Pike County X's and O's Coaches Show live from the Valley Forge Showroom every Thursday night, 6 to 7. And it's on Hank FM 100.9 and also on Total Media Sports. And with that being said, good luck to the Eagles tomorrow night as they go to South Gallia. Good luck to the Waverly Tigers as they go to Northwest. And the Piketon Red Streaks head to Adena for your Pike County football action. So, for Sean and all of our sponsors, this is T. Fred saying so long, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Proud to be your honky-tonk and feed store, tobacco spitting, hay baling, beer bait, used car barbecue, barbershop, laundromat, knock your hat in the creek, country legends radio station. This is 100.9 Hank FM, WXIZ, Waverly, Chillicothe, Knock'em Stiff, Ohio, USA, a Total Media station.